Okay, boys and girls, we're going to try it this way so that everyone can see it online no matter what time they log on. So this is a lesson 11.5. We are going to work with the metric unit of capacity, which is just a big way of saying measuring liquids. So think about liquids like bottles of soda or juice bottles or Coca-Cola bottles. Those are all different size bottles that we use to put liquids into. So today we're going to see the different types of liters. There's all different sizes. I also want you to make sure that you watch that King Henry video that I attached, so that'll give you a conceptual understanding of the different size bottles or units of measurement. So yesterday we dealt with meters. Today we're going to deal with liters. And just like meters had a kilometer and a hectometer and a decameter and just a meter and a decimeter and a millimeter, well, now that we're dealing with liters, the abbreviations change. Now it's KL for kiloliter, hectoliter, decaliter, liter, deciliter, centiliter, and a milliliter, which are the smallest. And remember, it's just like our place value system. Every time we go one column to the left, it gets 10 times greater. And when we move to the right, it gets 10 times smaller, or you can say 1/10 of. So today we're talking about liquids, and we measure liquids in liters. So we are going to convert certain units into another unit to see how they're equivalent, just like we learned that 1 foot was equivalent to 12 inches and 1 yard was equivalent to 3 feet. Well, we're going to find the equivalence between these two units. And it's very simple if we just follow along. So you always want to make sure the number has a decimal point. That's the first thing you do. So if you're looking at problems and they don't have a decimal point, the first thing you do is place a decimal point. This already has a decimal, but the 5 does not. So I'm going to put the decimal where it belongs. Over here I have the number 85. I'm going to put the decimal where it belongs. And down here we have just 600ths, and it already has the decimal place, so I don't need to add it. So now that we have that done, now we're just going to ask ourselves, how do we get from one unit to another? For example, over here I'm starting with the liter, and I have to get to the kiloliter. So I'm going to look up at my chart and I find liter. Here it is. And I have to get over here to the kiloliter. So how do I do it? Well, here's where I'm starting. 1 hop to the left. 2 hops to the left. 3 hops to the left. So now I'm going, I actually made it much bigger. 10, 100, 1,000 times bigger. Oh, smaller, sorry. So now I am going to think about those 3 hops I made, and I'm going to do that with my decimal point. 3 hops to the left. 1, 2, 3 hops to the left. That's my new decimal placement. Now I just fill in the U's with a 0. And get rid of the old decimal. So now I just found out that it was equivalent to 0.0046. That's actually 46 ten-thousandths. So we just figured out that 4.6 liters was actually 46 ten-thousandths of a kiloliter. Let's look at another example. Let's look over here. Let's say I had 85 kiloliters. I'm going to write this down below. 85 with the decimal right there. Sorry. 85. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself, how do I get from kiloliter over to the liter? Well, let me find kiloliter first. It's right here. And I have to get all the way over to here, to the leader. So I'm starting here. 1 hop to the right. 2 hops to the right. 3 hops to the right. I'm going to do that with my decimal. 1 hop. 2 hops. 3 hops to the right. That's my new decimal placement. I fill it in with zeros. And I just found out that 85 kiloliters is the same thing as 85,000 liters. So whatever you do on the chart is exactly what you do with the decimal. Let's do another one. When you get word problems today, if you get any, and if they're 2 different units, you always want to make them into the same unit. Let's look down here. I have 5 centiliters, and I'm trying to turn it into liters. So let me find centiliters up top. There it is. And now I want to move over to liters, because that's what the problem's showing. Centiliters to liters. So how do I get from centiliters over to liters? Well, I'm starting here. 1 hop to the left, 2 hops to the left. I'm going to take my decimal and make 2 hops to the left. 1, 2 hops to the left. That's my new decimal placement. I fill in the 0. And I know the answer now is 0.05. So, today, just like yesterday or on Monday, you are going to look up top and always ask yourself, where am I starting? And how do I get to the next position? And whatever you do up here on the chart is the exact same thing that you will try with your decimal. One last example. I have 0.06 milliliters. That means 600ths milliliters. Well, now I'm trying to turn milliliters into liters. So I have to look up. Here's milliliters. And I have to come all the way over to liters. So I have to ask myself, how do I get there? 1 hop to the left. 2 hops to the left. 3 hops to the left. I'm going to do that with my decimal. 1 hop to the left. 2 hops to the left. 3 hops to the left. My old decimal's gone now. And I fill in the U with a 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 6. So the answer would have been 0.000006. So everything we do up here on the chart, we do the exact same movement with the decimal. And you have to remember, every time we move the decimal to the left, we are making numbers smaller. And when we move decimals to the right, we are making them larger. And every hop means you're going 10 times greater or 10 times smaller. So hopefully this video was helpful and it'll help you with lesson 11.5. I will be available for any questions you have also, but I wanted to make a video for the kids that are logging on later in the day and they're missing our video. So now everyone can access it. Hopefully you find this helpful. Remember, you're always going to need this chart. And make sure you watch the King Henry video. So do your best, and if you have any questions, just reach out to me.